Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another live stream Tuesday. Thank you guys for tuning in and getting into that live chat room so early on. We have Michelle and Jennifer, Patrick, Shawnee, Scott and Jill and Deborah, Lynn, Billy's in there as well, and Gary, Eileen and Laurie moderating, Stan as well. Hello guys, thank you for joining me, and huge shout out to the moderators straight off the bat as Laurie goes through there, but also Carla and Neil who will be in the house as well. And the moderators go through with their blue name and a wrench next to their name, just in case you're wondering what that all means. But without further ado, let me get you guys up on screen. And then we have the live chat room, Stephen going through there. We will get into the super chat window very shortly, but also the names of my patrons going along the bottom of the screen here. They make everything possible on the channel, so a massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are, and they do pop up in that super chat window as well during these live streams. So we have a lot to get through tonight because we have some pictures, quite a few pictures tonight I do believe, that have been uploaded to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. So we'll be taking a look at those. We have our pick roulette as well that we're going to be doing tonight. So we have the videos as usual. And by the way, I know that last time when I was doing the live stream, I tried to get the cover of Sweet Emotion uploaded, but then my whole computer crashed and it was a bit of a nightmare, but fingers crossed, and hopefully today it should all work because it has uploaded fine and it is on the software. So we will be taking a look at that a little bit later on. And by the way, Chris, who I did that performance with, should be in the live chat room tonight at some point, and I'm sure that he will say hi and introduce himself. So have a little look in there, look out for Chris, because I'll also play the lyric video for Greed, one of my original songs, because you'll see Chris in that performance as well. He was on my left and on the right of the screen in the background on guitar duties and backing vocal duties as well. So we'll be taking a look at Chris a little bit later on when we get into the videos, but you can all say a huge hi to Chris when you see him in the live chat room. He should be joining us tonight. But let me get the super chat window up on screen because we had a little bit of action in there, and I'm gonna have to scroll up because there have been a lot of donations already, so thank you guys so much for all of those. By the way, let's get the likeometer up on screen as well. And there we have it. So we are up to 90 likes already. If you can hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, it'll be massively appreciated. And we'll see where we are aiming for tonight. It is 360 likes. That is our live stream target for tonight. And the pick roulette likes target is 365. So we're looking at some huge targets now, but the big news on the channel is that we've just passed 159,000 subscribers. So thank you everyone for the thumbs up, but also for subscribing and commenting on the videos, all that cool stuff, because it helps the channel to grow. And especially with these live streams, the thumbs up and all of the comments really do help these live streams to get out there as well. So thank you guys for pushing these out there and for making them available for a lot more people. And also the catch-up crew, hello to you guys. If you're watching this later on this evening or in the morning or in the daytime, whatever the time is where your time zone is, then thank you for watching this even though it's not live. But the catch-up crew are great because they help us reach these targets as well if we don't hit them during the live streams. But fingers crossed for tonight. We have been hitting these targets recently and on Tuesdays. And I always say that Tuesdays is a little bit more difficult because people are working and all those kind of things. But here in the UK, we're in a full lockdown, so not many people are working. They're pretty much furloughed and staying at home, so they might have access to a computer. And the more the merrier with these live streams. So we're up to 113. We did have a spike of the likes, so thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up, and you can hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. It is massively appreciated. But let's jump into the super chat window because Marilyn has donated $10, and this was at 20 to 2 this afternoon, so thank you for that, Marilyn. The message is, hi Phil, when you were teaching guitar, did you ever have a student who wanted to learn so bad but couldn't quite grasp it? Did you approach it another way with a heart? So thank you for that, Marilyn. And pretty much with guitar, and I think with anything, if you get a student who really wants to learn to do something, they then do it because they are practicing enough to get better at it. I think a lot of people say, oh, I really want to be able to play the guitar, or I would love to be able to play the guitar, but they don't want to do it enough to put in an hour or maybe 2 hours a day practice. Sometimes you'll get a kid who'll be putting in 3 or 4 hours a day practice, and it doesn't matter how good or bad they seem when they start, they always improve. And every time you go back to that particular student, every week, they've learned what you were teaching them the week before because they've spent that long doing it and they have mastered it, and now you're ready to move on. So I think pretty much with most skills, if you really want to do it, then you can do. And it goes for anything, singing as well. If you want to learn how to sing, if you spend the same time that you would do learning to play the guitar, maybe an hour, 2 hours a day, then you will get better at singing. And like I said, I think it's the same for every skill. You can improve at it. Like when I've mentioned in previous live streams about playing golf. If you just keep on playing more and more golf, you will get better at it. I've certainly found that because I wasn't very good when I first started and managed to get a little bit better, but then squashed my finger in a golf buggy, which wasn't so good. But in terms of learning skills, I think anyone can improve at anything, and this goes for live streaming and doing analysis videos, video editing, playing an instrument. It's all just skills that we can just work on, and if you spend enough hours trying to do something, you will be able to do it. Just don't lose faith that you will get there, because you definitely will. So thank you for that, Marilyn. Orlando has donated $2. Thank you for that, Orlando, and says spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So let's have a plug of the mug straight away, because that's what we always do when Orlando donates as well. There is spike the likes. You can hit that thumbs up, as I always say. But if you want to get your hands on a mug, you can pick one up in the tray underneath this video. Also over at teespring.com, type in Wings of Pegasus, you'll get all the merchandise there, t-shirts and mugs. If you head over to wingsofpegasus.com, then you'll find all the merch there that Carla makes, the necklaces, earrings, you name it, you will find it there. So you can really max out the merch if you want to. So thank you for that, Orlando. And we have Ginny, who has donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, do you think it is harder to harmonize with yourself or someone else? Also, what steps would you take if someone posted in on YouTube as you and wasn't? So I'm not sure about the second part of that, but thank you for the donation and the question. I think I answered this in the last live stream, where I said that when I'm harmonizing with myself, I'm just singing along to my previously recorded voice, which is fine. And then sometimes I actually turn the voice off so that I'm singing a designated vocal line. Because if it's a more complicated line and you're listening to the previous line, it might put you off a little bit. And then I said about playing live, if I was just doing backing vocals then and playing guitar, then I would have my in-ear monitors so that I could hear my own vocal line very clearly. Because if you each nail your vocal line independently and you don't get put off by anybody else, then it's going to make that overall sound exactly how you want it to sound, rather than accidentally filtering into somebody else's line, because that is always possible when you're listening to somebody else. It's just concentrating on your own line is the most important thing. But thank you for that. The second part of the post there, or the question, was also what steps would you take if someone posted in on YouTube as you and wasn't? I'm not sure what that really means, because only I can post on my channel. If somebody else posted one of my videos or one of my songs on YouTube, because I own the publishing to it, it means that they would then have adverts on their videos and I would receive the royalties for having that advert or those adverts on that particular video. If somebody uploaded it and they didn't have monetization enabled, or it was a small channel, then I think it would probably just get blocked, because then they wouldn't be making any revenue and it would be just a breach of the copyright, so that would probably happen. So on YouTube, I don't think it is possible. I have had people who have posted my analysis videos on other sites, but I don't really mind that. That's absolutely fine. As I said, the Wings of Pegasus channel is the official place to get all of the analysis videos and all of the new videos, and I also post them on Patreon as well. There is sometimes the situation where somebody posts a cover that I might have done on their own Instagram or something like that, but I don't really mind that either. It's just getting the word out. I guess it's not really going to make them any money. They're just doing it to show. I think there are Instagram channels or Instagram profiles that just take lots of different people's interpretations of covers and then put them on that particular Instagram, and I have seen one of those recently where I was featured on that, but with lots of other YouTube artists doing lots of different covers. So yeah, I don't really mind that. There was the case which was not that recent now, I think it was last year at some point, where the Facebook page, the supporters page, got hacked, and somebody then was pretending to be me on Facebook and would take my profile picture and would then be posting on other people's pages pretending to be me, and with that, it's something that Facebook just got a hold of really quickly, because they take that kind of stuff really seriously. So as soon as they found out that somebody was pretending to be me, then they nipped it in the bud. But also that happened again, and I think maybe 3 times the person was trying to imitate being me, but they did just get rid of it pretty quickly. So I think that is always the way it's going to be dealt with by the sites. They just get control of it and can remove anything that isn't official. But anyway, thank you for the donation. Linda Z has donated $5 as well, so thank you for that, Linda Z. The message is, Phil, oh dear Phil, one of these days I'll be able to join the Tuesday live stream, but alas, it's not today again. Missing you all with a sad face. So Linda Z, thank you for that donation, and I hope that you can join us very soon, and it's got to be one day very soon, but I'm sure everybody in the live chat room is waiting for you to join us live as well. But thank you for donating and for putting that message in there, even though you can't join us live at the moment. But thank you as well to Sue. I can see, I'm just going to have to scroll down a little bit, make sure I don't miss any. Sue has donated $20 in a straight up donation. Thank you for that. And we have Danny in the house who has donated $5. Thank you for that, Danny. The message is, take the money and run, with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that. And I'm not going to run anywhere. I'm always going to be doing these live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday night, as you guys all know. If this is one of your first live streams, you can say hi, introduce yourself in that live chat room, because that's what everybody does, and everybody that has now become a regular were new at some point. So just introduce yourself. Everyone will say hi to you in the live chat room. It's such a great community that we have here on these live streams. But thank you, Danny, for that donation. Lucy's donated $4.99. Thank you for that. The message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers, and welcome new wingers. Don't forget to spike the likes with a thumbs up. Let's make this a great 2021 with some rock horns of heart and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy. And we have Michael in the house who has donated $10. And Michael says, thank you for that, Michael. The message is, how can we make live music more competitive against jukebox, radios, etc.? Radios are fine for automobiles, but they're kind of tinny. So thank you for that, Michael. And this is a question that Michael sent me over on Patreon as well, which I did respond to. But for the live stream, I said to Michael over on Patreon that here in the UK, in order to even host live music, you'll need a license for live music, first of all, but then you'll have to be, not that every venue does, but you should be registered with the Performing Rights Society, so that any bands that do perform at your venue, if they are covering other bands and other songs that they don't own the publishing to, then there is a fee that that venue pay to the Performing Rights Society, PRS is what it's called, and those fees then go, the percentage of them go to the artists that were featured or covered by bands who played in that venue. Hopefully that makes sense. So It's quite a lot for a small venue to be able to host live music. If they're just having live music that is original, then that's fine. That all they need is that live music license, and yeah, it's something that I think is going to be difficult for smaller venues, and if you are having to register and pay the Performing Rights Society, it's an expensive business, and probably it all goes together with not being able to pay bands and original bands. I know that I've mentioned this a lot on the channel when people have asked about playing original music in the UK. But in terms of making live music competitive, I think everyone loves live music and they would rather watch the band live and be there and see them in person than just to listen to them on a jukebox for the rest of their lives and never actually get to experience a live gig. So I don't think there's really any problem with making it competitive. I think it'll always be competitive, obviously outside of coronavirus and everything that's going on at the moment. I'm talking about pre-COVID, that where bands, artists and record labels would make all of their money was live, because there's no other way of replicating the situation to have maybe 10,000 people all paying sometimes 40, 50, even more than that pounds per ticket, and then you can times that 40 or 50 pounds by 10,000 on one night. So that is where the whole music industry makes most of their income, is when the bands are out on tour and they might be doing 3, 4, 5 shows a week. So you're hitting those numbers every single night. So I don't think it's a problem in terms of making it competitive against jukeboxes. Jukeboxes and radio airplay will always be a revenue stream for the royalties that you will receive if you're being featured and played on the radio, and the record label generally will take all of that, or 95% of that, and the same, unfortunately, for touring. The artists get very little of it. But I think it won't be a problem as soon as COVID is under control and people can actually go out and watch live music again. I think everyone's going to do it. If anything, it's going to be in more demand because people are missing it so much. So I think live music is going to be fine. But thank you for that, Michael. And Stephen has donated $4. Thank you for that, Stephen. And it's the guy with his mug of summer fruit squash. We've gone for a little bit of orange juice. Well, it's not orange juice, it's orange squash. As you guys know, is regulation here. I'm just looking at that. I haven't filled it up very much, so I've been a little bit stingy with my own orange squash for tonight, but it should be enough to get me through the live stream. But thank you for that, Stephen. And Carl has donated $10. Thank you for that, Carl. The message is, the usual plus sold some prints today, so a little extra towards takeout except McDonald's. So thank you for that, Carl. And I haven't had fast food in quite a while, so maybe that'll be happening this week at some point. I do not know. But thank you, Carl, for that donation, and good to hear that the prints are selling well. Marge has donated $2. Straight up donation. Thank you for that, Marge. Carla has donated $2.99. And Carla says Chris is in the house. So a big hello to Chris joining us in the live chat room, and I'm not sure what Chris's username will be, whether it's a personal username here or whether it's going to be his Broken Device channel. So, and Broken Device is the name of Chris's musical project at the moment, which hopefully we'll be able to get a link in the live chat room too, maybe a little bit later on when you check out Chris and I performing Sweet Emotion, the Aerosmith classic, our cover of it later on. But thank you for that, Carla, and for Chris joining us and to let us know that he is in the house tonight. And Deborah has donated $5 and comes in with exactly the same message. Chris Law is here. So thank you for that, Deborah, and thank you guys for letting me know as well. Fred has donated $5. Thank you for that, Fred. The message is, keep your publishing, Frank Zappa. So that was a quote, by the way, from Frank Zappa. Thank you for that, Fred. And never a truer word spoken. I mention it all the time on the channel about keeping the rights to your music, because if you do then start to get a little bit of traction, a little bit of an audience, you have to literally sell 5% of what a signed artist would, because they will give away 95% of their rights to a record label when they sign a contract. So you don't need to have a huge audience to be a full-time musician, but you do need to own all of the rights to your music in order to make it applicable or feasible for you to be able to do it. So yeah, definitely keep your publishing, because then if you become even more popular, then it's even better, because you'll start selling a lot more and making a lot more money than the other signed artists around you. And a lot of the signed artists who are on major labels, but they're not selling a great deal, and they're only getting 5% of those not great sales. So more often than not, what happens is after 2 or 3 years, they realize that they've made about 16 grand, which is actually a direct reference to a guy that I know who was signed to a major label and made 16 grand across 3 years. And when he was dropped then by the label, he then had to think, how am I going to make money? I've just got to get a normal job. And even though he might be well known and have been traveling the world and touring, when the label drops you, that is it. And they still own all of the publishing for the songs that were written by said artist. So yeah, not a particularly good situation to be in. But anyway, keep your publishing, as Frank Zappa says. But thank you, Fred, for that quote and the donation. Leanne has donated $5. It's a straight up donation. Thank you for that, Leanne. And we have a $5 donation from Tortoro Porco, who has said, thank you for that. The message is, do you do anything special to take care of your fabulous singing voice, avoiding certain foods, vocal exercises? So thank you for that. And pretty much I'm probably a rare case in that my diet is pretty much okay, even though I've mentioned about fast food that I haven't had it much. But if I do, it'll just be once a week. I'm pretty strict with that for the most part. And I don't drink alcohol, but it's just because I don't like alcohol. I don't like the taste of it. So I pretty much just drink water, orange squash, summer fruit squash, or grape juice, stuff like that. Diet wise, I do watch the amount of fat that I take in, but that's just from a exercise perspective. So I think I'm probably quite strict, and I probably do a lot of the things that I should be doing for my voice and my vocal cords, but it's more keeping my body in check and keeping my body healthy, because if your body is healthy, then I think you don't really have to worry about your vocal cords as much. I don't smoke either. That's a major point to mention. But I think hydration is also a massive part of it, because people that are dehydrated might struggle more vocally, because literally their body is drying out, and if your vocal cords are drying out, that's the last thing you want. So I think just 2 to 3 liters of water a day, and keep yourself fit and healthy, and you shouldn't have too many vocal problems. People are always going to get ill, and that is another thing to mention, is that when you are ill, there's probably reasons to just stop singing if you are really ill, and not force yourself to do anything that feels bad, or you might even have a sore throat, in which case I would probably just go through a stage of vocal rest while I was ill and make sure then I can recover. But if you are on tour and performing night after night, then it is going to be a lot more difficult if you then become ill. And artists do pretty regularly cancel a night or a few shows to get over illness, because once you get really ill and you are fighting that, your body is concentrating on fighting an illness and not performing vocals night after night, so your vocal cords will be worse for wear, and it's better just to get yourself healthy again and get back into singing rather than damaging your vocal cords. But thank you for that donation. In terms of avoiding certain foods, a lot of people say about having too much dairy and how that can maybe have a build-up of mucus in some people, and then you feel like you've got to clear your throat all the time. Again, it's something that I'm probably lucky with in a weird kind of way, because I can't have dairy, or at least when I do, it affects me in an acne way. I get a lot of breakouts and it's a bit of a nightmare. I do have trigger foods that cause that, and they tend to be sugary foods and dairy products, and things like ice cream are really bad. So I avoid those because of my body not really being able to deal with it and have an adverse reaction to that being digested. So again, people that have problem with eating dairy and then singing, I don't have that because I don't have dairy products. I have soya milk. That's what I drink instead of that. And that's just the way I get around not having a lot of milk or cow's milk in my diet. But anyway, let's move away from the diet. But thank you for that donation. Mary has donated $5. Thank you for that. It's a straight up donation. And Carla has donated $1.99. Thank you for that, Carla. And the message is, Cara Carlson Roberts donated $4.99 in the pre-live. So thank you for that heads up, and thank you for that, Carla and Cara, for that pre-live donation as well. And I don't think I saw that one, but it must have gone through there for Carla to mention it. So thank you, Cara. And Patrick has donated $5. Thank you for this, Patrick. The message is, Ola Phil, our awesome Jennifer's son needs love and kindness today for whatever she is going through. Send her some positive energy, my friend. So thank you for that, Patrick. And I will do my best to try and send positive energy through the screen. And thank you, Patrick, for that message. But also, Jennifer, I hope that everything works itself out and we can somehow send some good vibes to you tonight. But thank you, Patrick, for that donation. And Eileen has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Eileen. The message was, I was at the August 1977 Merriweather Post Pavilion Jackson Brown Running on Empty recording. Great concert. So thank you for that message, Eileen. And that's a great little message that we have somebody who was actually at the event in 1977, and I do have Jackson Brown here on the channel. If you guys want to check that out independently, you can do. I think I might have 2 or 3 on Jackson Brown, but thank you, Eileen, for that donation. And Vince has donated $5. Thank you for that, Vince. The message is, Phil, Chris is here as Game Breaker Law. So everyone look out for Game Breaker Law in the house. That is Chris in there. And we will jump into the first video of the night just because I'm mentioning Chris. You can look out for him on stage with me. He's going to be on the right hand side of the screen. And this is my song called Greed. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll see you guys after this. Rock.
Sees the
And there we have it. That was my song called Greed, and that featured Chris on the right hand side of your screen, on my left, as we were on stage on backing vocals, backed me up on rhythm guitar as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed that one. You can pick up that song at wingsofpegasus.com and just head over to the music section on that site. You can get the album called Persistence. Let me actually get you guys back up on screen while I'm talking. There we go. And yeah, everything, you can get tracks individually if you want to as well. And everything is available on iTunes and Amazon, but it's better for me if you go to my website, because then I don't have to give away a percentage. So thank you guys, everybody, for joining me tonight. We've still got a little bit to go in this live stream. We're just past 12:30 here. This is midnight in the UK. So let's see where we are with our like-ometer. We are at 197 likes, so we're closing in on 200. Thank you everyone who's hit that thumbs up so far. We'll see if we can find a few extra people before the end of the live stream to hit that thumbs up. And almost past 200 likes for tonight. So thank you everyone, and you can still hit that thumbs up now just to peek it. Yeah, we go, peek it past the 200 post. So just to mention as well, I said about being past 159,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you everyone for subscribing. And in the last stream, I mentioned about next week, myself and Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult are going to be getting together, having a chat. I also said about how a couple of years ago now, when Blue Oyster Cult were in London, I went and hung out with them, and it's all very cool. And I will be chatting with Buck on next Thursday, being the day. I've said that it's taken us quite a while to organise our diaries, but fingers crossed that'll all be happening, and we do have a date at a time. So yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be out next Sunday. So we'll be probably chatting mostly about The Symbol Remains, the new Blue Oyster Cult album, but also I'm sure that Buck and I will chat about guitars and singing, maybe songwriting, and just pick his brains pretty much about everything that he's done musically. But yeah, that should be a good one, so look out for that next Sunday night, because we'll get that down on Thursday night and I'll edit together, and we will have a look at that on Sunday. So that's also something that I was going to show in the last live stream, maybe a picture from that night when Buck and I got together, but I think I might have something. I'll look into that when I'm showing the pictures later on. I'll try and find something while the next video is going to be playing. But let's get back into the super chat window and make sure everything's still working. I'm just going to scroll up to make sure that I don't miss anybody. So thank you as well to Tondalea Kapufnik, who has donated $10. Thank you for that. The message is, my daughter says to tell you that you're beautiful and that your accent is to die for. So thank you for that, for the kind words as well. And nobody has to die for anything. It's absolutely fine. But this is, I sometimes get asked what my accent is, because there's lots of different regional accents in the UK. Like last time when I mentioned about Liverpool and the Merseybeat sound, and the fact that when they're singing and introducing songs, they have a very particular accent in Liverpool, and mine's totally different to that. Not that maybe people can tell them apart if you're from a different country, but certainly in England and in the UK we have so many different accents. But mine is probably what I would describe as just outside London or West London, maybe Windsor. If you know Windsor Castle, it's not quite as posh as the Queen, but it's not as strong as when you get towards the centre of London, where you have more of a Cockney accent. And that's I don't know why, but whenever I think of a Cockney accent, I always think of Mary Poppins and Dick Van Dyke. If you guys can remember that particular accent that he did, it's not like that. He did a very unique take on the Cockney accent. But yeah, maybe EastEnders is something that's better to watch if you know that TV show. That's a Cockney accent and not Dick Van Dyke in that particular movie. But anyway, so I think, yeah, my accent is southern and just outside London, probably around that Windsor kind of area. So far enough away from the Queen to not be really posh, but I'm probably seen as quite posh by people that are in London and in the centre of London, maybe in East London as well. I know that a lot of people have said that the way that I sound is a bit similar to Brian May, and I think Brian is from West London, so yeah, I am just outside West London, so that same kind of area, so they're probably onto something there. But anyway, thank you for that donation and the kind words. Paul has donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is, being an independent artist looks like a lot of work, so a big congratulations on the 159. Thank you for that, Paul. And yes, it is. I'd say that the main difference between being an independent artist who is trying to get somewhere and trying to make sales and get an audience and just spread your music out to the world, with that, everything is proactive. So every day I would be messaging people, and I've mentioned before how I know for a fact that I wrote over 110,000 messages personally to people who are fans of Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, so many different bands, Winger, Guns N' Roses, they were all within that kind of hard rock bracket. So I'd message them individually, ask them to listen to my songs and whether they liked it, and if they did like it, maybe give me a thumbs up or hit that thumbs up on Facebook, something like that. So I know that I did over 110,000 messages over the course of maybe 2 to 3 years, and that was just hammering away at it day in, day out. And it's all proactive. You've got to really push yourself out there as much as possible. I then looked up all of the hard rock groups on Facebook, and if it was allowed, I know that on certain groups it's allowed to post things about yourself. Other groups it's not allowed. So I went through all of those and made sure that it was okay on the guidelines, and then would post my music and ask people to check it out. And again, I did that day to day on probably about 40 to 50 different groups. I would post asking people to check out my music. So yeah, it is something that you've just got to hammer away at it and just do the work. And it is a lot of work, but I think the amount of hours that you put in, eventually, when you then start to get a little bit of publicity and traction and people do like your music and start checking it out a lot, you then make up the hours for whatever you put into it. You will be paid back for those hours by people spending time on you rather than you spending the time asking them to check you out. So I think it does repay back if you just keep at it. So that would be my suggestion. I know it's a lot of hard work and it's probably not for everybody. You've really got to want it in order to get somewhere, I think. But it's definitely worth it when you do start to make a bit of headway. And I think you appreciate it more as well, because you then know that everything that you've achieved is because of your own hard work, and you get that satisfaction from it. So yeah, it is a lot of hard work. So just to go back to the point that when you're trying to get your name out there, it's all proactive. You're just doing everything yourself on a day-to-day basis. When you get to the point of, for example, having 159,000 subscribers, it is such a crazy number that everything that I do now is reactive. Like, for example, I'd say it's maybe 96% reactive. So it's spending the day just answering emails, going through comments, going through all of my social media, answering messages on those, going through Patreon as well, answering messages. And the only bits of proactive work that I do is when I have enough time, for example, to try and organize getting together with Buck in order to do that next Thursday. The In at the Deep End videos as well that I have been organizing over the last couple of months, because we've done 2 of those so far, and hopefully going to be doing the 3rd one next month, because myself and Buck are going to be using that Thursday to not do In at the Deep End, but to be chatting and talking about music. So the proactive stuff, you have a very tiny amount, a tiny window of time when it is you doing everything yourself to be proactive, because everything is reactive and just trying to keep up with everything. But that's pretty much how it changes, but you're still putting in the same hours. And this is the thing, that I have been putting in this amount of hours for a very long time. It's just now potentially even more hours because there's so much more to be done and try and react to and answer all the time. And obviously the analysis videos you could class as proactive, but I think I'm just in the cycle now of doing it day in, day out. So I just class it as just doing it. That's just what I do every day. But anyway, thank you so much for the donations and the questions, and that Paul Orlando has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, questions: what is the main guitar tuning for the songs on your Persistence record? How do you change it up when performing them live? So thank you for that, Orlando. And it's all tuned in E flat. So standard tuning. In E, take that down a semitone, so that means take all of your 6 strings down a semitone, and that is the tuning for the whole album. And that's how I have my Ibanez Geo, my black guitar, tuned, so that's what I use live, so there's no changing tuning for live stuff, it's just all the same. So thank you for that, Orlando, and I think that was the question. I just, because there were 2 questions, do you change it up when performing them live? No, it's all the same. So thank you for that, Orlando. And we have Semgates101 who has donated $5. Thank you for that. And there's some rock horns. Renee has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, I have a friend in Surrey and can never understand him. Laugh out loud. So this is it, that sometimes the West Country accent as well is a very strong one, and people sometimes can't understand people when they are speaking English. Newcastle as well. That's another very strong accent that I think even English people sometimes have difficulty understanding it. Also the Scottish accent, and you've got different areas of Scotland. So yeah, lots of different accents out there, or should I say here in the UK. And Bara7331 has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, new subscriber, great show. Just wondering if you follow Rick Beato's videos and what do you think? So thank you for that. And yes, I have had contact with Rick in the past, and he's got a great channel as well. So you can check out Rick's channel. He goes through songs and breaks them down on a more theoretical side of things, just getting into key signatures and time signatures as well, and he goes through the compositions in real detail, and he does so much on their guitar stuff as well. So check out Rick's channel if you do get a chance. But yes, I have, well, you guys would have seen on In at the Deep End, I have done a few of those, and I have spoken to Rick about that via email in the past. But yeah, also Michael Palmisano is a friend of Rick's, and Michael has been on In at the Deep End with me on the channel here somewhere, so you can check that out. That was the first one that we did ever together. So yeah, so we've got that connection there. But I think when people do a similar kind of thing on YouTube, or you start getting quite a following on YouTube, you start to talk to other creators who do a similar kind of thing, and that's certainly the case with myself and Michael, who I've spoken to in the past as well, and we've spoken about our channels, and it's something that people understand, especially Michael, because he's a guy, he's got a family and he has to organize it all around everything that he does. So he knows how much time and effort that you need to put into it and how difficult it is. So it's great to have a chat with him about things, which really helped me with the channel, and understanding that I couldn't keep on going with a new video every single night, which I did for just over 2.5 years, because you will just hit a point where you burn out and you just can't keep on doing it. So it's great to talk to Michael and help organize my time a little bit better. But yeah, but we do have a link there. Like I said, Michael knows Rick, and I've spoken to Rick via email, and yeah, so thank you also for tuning in and for subscribing to the channel. Also, Kay has donated $5. Thank you for this, Kay. The message is, I may have missed this, but how did you first meet Buck? So thank you for this, Kay. And Buck was watching the channel, the analysis videos that I do, and I did feature Blue Oyster Cult quite a while ago now, but because he watched the channel and he was in London, he knew that I was just outside London and invited me down to hang out with him and the guys, and they were playing at the Hammersmith Apollo. So I went down there and it was great. I chatted with them, just hung out backstage and watched them perform. So yeah, so we just really built that bridge from there. So but just happened to invite me down. He liked what I did on the internet and also had seen a little bit of the music and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we just hooked up then, and really looking forward to chatting with Buck again, because it's been a while since we've actually done it face to face. But thank you for that, Kay. And Jim has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Jim. The message has been retracted, so I don't know what it said, but thank you, Jim, whatever that was. And Patty has donated $2.99. Thank you for that, Patty. The message is, do you pay a manager? Did Mum yell if you played loud? So thank you for that, Patty. And no, I don't have a manager. It's all me doing this, and everything, literally everything you see, everything you hear, everything that you see Wings of Pegasus is me doing it. So if you can see a message on Facebook that has been answered or commented on, that's me doing it. If you've seen an email, if you've sent me an email and you get a reply, that's me doing it. So you start to get the idea that it's all just me, and this is why it takes so long every day, is because I can only do so much, but I do manage to get everyday things done to a point where I can pretty much get everything done in the day, go to bed, and then get the next day's messages all done. Even though it is very tight, I know that people that do message me very early in the morning will see that I'm still up at 5:30, 6 a.m. So it does take quite a long time to get through all of them, but I'm sure at some point it will cross over. But at the moment, I'm not quite there yet. I just have very late bedtimes. But thank you for that, Patty. And, oh, did Mum yell if you played loud? Well, I wasn't allowed to play loud, so yes, she'd say you're not having it that loud. And even when I played quietly, my sister would tell me to shut up and stop playing the same thing over and over again on the guitar. But fortunately, I didn't listen to her, because if I had, I wouldn't be doing this, and I'd be maybe trying to do something else. I don't know what, maybe playing football or trying to be a sportsman. I don't know. But thank you for that, Patty. Joan has donated $99.99. Thank you so much for that, Joan. A very kind donation. And the message is for the new computer or hard drive fund. So thank you so much for that very kind donation, Joan. And the computer's pretty much okay. It was up to date in 2013, but we are getting a bit late now. I think from what I've seen that maybe Apple came out with a new Mac at the end of last year. I think I saw something about that, but yeah, it might be the case that I have to upgrade. But fortunately, fingers crossed, everything seems to be running okay at the moment. I do really max it out on these live streams because I have so much going on at the same time, but we're just about getting away with it. Thank you for that, Joan. And Paul has donated $300. So thank you so much for that, Paul. Another very kind donation. The message is, this one is from all of us. It's great to be part of the ride. Carry on, dude. So thank you for that. And we also had a little bit of delay on Paul's message there. This is from all of us. So thank you for that. When I say delay, I'm talking about repeating what you're saying into the microphone. If you can't afford a delay, pedal, because you can try and do it yourself. Anyway, thank you. And by the way, guys, if you do accidentally donate or donate more than you were meaning to, it's absolutely fine. We can sort it out after the live stream. Just let me know. We are going to be jumping into, finally, it's 10 to 1 here in the morning, so we're going to move things along because we still have the pick roulette that we are going to be getting through and showing the pictures as well. They've been uploaded to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook. So everyone look out for the video coming up, because Chris, I'm not sure if he's still in the live chat room, but he should be in the live chat room tonight, because this is myself and Chris taking on an Aerosmith classic, Sweet Emotion, but this is arranged with 12-string guitar, which in my opinion makes all the difference, and a little bit of harmony vocals going on. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. I did just rip this straight from YouTube, so you might see the suggested videos at the end. You won't be able to click on those, but I hope you guys enjoy this. Rock!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Talk
And there we have it. So that's myself and Chris Law, who should be in the live chat room there somewhere. And by the way, I haven't even mentioned, well, I have in live streams in the past, about my first proper original band, which was with Chris. And that was many years ago now, maybe 15 years ago, something like that. But yes, Chris was the lead singer in my first original band. At that point, I didn't really sing. I was just playing guitar, a little bit of lead guitar as well. So that's where Chris and I know each other from, and we got together and just did that version of Sweet Emotion. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And I'm not sure whether there's been a link put in the live chat room, but make sure that you guys check out It's Broken Device, and that is over on Facebook. I'm sure if you type that in you'll find it, but if Chris is in that live chat room, he can supply a link for you guys to click on to have a look at Chris's musical project over there. And yes, that is something that Chris is still going, and I think pretty much it's something that musically and as musicians, when you start a band and you might go your separate ways, but everyone pretty much always continues doing something. It's something that's in your blood, and I know that certainly with Chris, he's very similar to me, just keeping on going, doing music and doing lots of different things, lots of different, I think as well, you can check out Chris doing covers and just vocal covers, but he also plays guitar, so make sure you look out for that, and lead guitar. So as you saw in the video that we had earlier with Greed, you can see Chris playing rhythm guitar in the background, but he plays lead guitar as well as sing lead vocals. So that was us just teaming up in that one, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So we are going to be jumping into the pictures and the pick roulette for tonight as well. Just before we do, there's been a few more donations, so thank you guys for all of these. And the message from Michael after the $10 donation, thank you for that, is: when I heard myself and family on a tape recorder, I was absolutely floored that I had an accent. The others sounded just like themselves. I didn't. Strange. So thank you for that, Michael. And I think with recording your own voice, everybody, when they hear their own voice back, just don't like it. They think it's weird. And I'm the same, that when I first heard my voice being played back, I did think it sounded weird or didn't sound like my voice. Of course, everyone hears their voice from within their head. They're not hearing it from outside their head, and that's why it sounds totally different when you hear it back. But with singing as well, that is something that I think a lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice, but pretty much I think that if you get to a place where you've worked on your vocals enough to not mind listening to your voice when you hear it back and you think it's all right, then that's the point at which you want to get to, because if you've got to that point, then pretty much your vocals are probably sounding fine. And I think a lot of people are very judgmental of their own voice, but I think that you can get to a point where you don't mind hearing it and you can just hear things that you want to improve rather than just outright saying, oh, my voice is rubbish and I'm going to give up. So yeah, I think with talking voices, you can certainly think you sound a totally different way to how you do. And yeah, it's all about hearing yourself back. But thank you for that, Michael. And Eileen has donated $5 again. Thank you for this, Eileen. The message is: why do people from the US and UK sound almost the same when they sing, but very different when they talk? So thank you for this, Eileen. And it depends within what range you're singing. I have mentioned this before about when you start applying vocal stylizations, but it's more modulating, changing the sound. Vowel modifications is what it's called. When you're changing the sounds of vowels in order to sing them more easily, especially when you ascend in range. And everybody will do this because it's a natural thing to do. When people try and hit a note really high in their range, they will change the sound of the vowel that they're singing. And this is why it will start to sound the same with lots of singers. And even people that don't speak English, they can sing and sound like they're English or American. They've got that accent, but they don't even speak the language. They've just learned to sing that song. It's just vowel modifications that everyone will change the way that they sing in order to sing notes higher up more easily. And those vowel modifications, you can't change those. They're not different from one language to the next. And in classical singing, it originated from Italian. So the Italian language, everybody learned to sing classically like that. So if you sing classical music, all of the vowel modifications that you're using are Italian. They don't have different ones, whether you're from the UK or the USA, or it doesn't matter what country you're from, the vowel modifications are Italian based. So this is why it's exactly the same for contemporary singing as well. You'll find that people that are from different countries sound American because that way of modifying your vowels in contemporary music and in pop music just sounds American, and it's just easier to sing that way, to modify the vowels in that way. But anyway, hopefully that makes sense. But thank you, Eileen, for that. And my excuse, by the way, is that I learned to sing from American DVDs, and I've watched a lot of courses from people who are American teaching you how to sing. So I think because I've done a lot of singing practice using those examples, you tend to just copy the person that's teaching you. And I think with myself, as well as the vowel modifications, that could be another reason for it. But anyway, I think it tends to be the vowel modifications because those are absolute and don't change. But thank you for that, Eileen. Marilyn has donated $2. Thank you for that, Marilyn. The message says, you and Chris sang it better than original with a heart. So thank you for that, Marilyn, the kind words. And I'm glad that you think we did an all right job with it. And Lucy has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Lucy. The message is, to add to the Cross the Pond Fund, the US awaits you and Chris. Excellent cover. More, please, question mark. So thank you for that, Lucy. And I don't think we did any other covers that I can think of. But this is the problem, like I said earlier, that 96% of everything now is reactive. So getting the time to actually sit down, record stuff, and film stuff, and do all that kind of stuff. Seeing how many times I can say it, but it's not possible with my time schedule at the moment. But I always say that hopefully in the future there can be a way that I might be able to designate, I don't know how, but designate what I do on a daily basis to somebody else. But then I would lose that personal connection to everybody who I see on these live streams, but also over on Patreon and within all of the messages that I do receive. But we will see what happens in the future. But thank you for that, Lucy. And Ray is in the house and has donated $159. A very kind donation, Ray. Thank you so much for that. The message is, congratulations on 159,000 subscribers. The world near where I live is pretty crazy right now, and until January 20th, thank you for continuing to make this a safe place to be. So thank you for that, Ray. And I think it's crazy pretty much everywhere. Here it certainly is, because we are in lockdown and we can't go anywhere. You can only go out to buy food. Even though I'm sure some people are breaking the rules, but the police are out there trying to make sure that people aren't being silly. We will see how long this lasts for. I think in the UK, as I've mentioned previously, people don't realise that there's a 3-week delay from just being a bit silly, going out on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve, and celebrating. There's a 3-week delay before you see the effect of those actions. So that's why at the moment we're seeing just crazy figures of not only infections but deaths as well, because these are the reports or the people that actually caught it around Christmas time and New Year. So we're probably going to be locked down for another, I don't know, couple of weeks, few weeks, just to see that effect in 3 weeks' time of what we're doing now. But anyway, thank you for that, Ray. I think it's just crazy everywhere. Fingers crossed it will improve soon. Susan has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Susan. The message is, happy to have been able to catch you and my fellow wingers. This rock family and all the patrons makes a Tuesday so much better. Rock. Thank you for that. With some rock horns. I think Susan could put those in. I did some rock horns. If you maybe saw me say rock in the live chat room, I think that might be what Susan's referring to there. But thank you for that donation. And Stephen has donated $3 again. Thank you for that. And it's the guy giving the thumbs up. And Michelle has just donated $20. And Michelle says, maybe you and Chris can do an In at the Deep End segment together. So thank you for that, Michelle. And that is a possibility. I can have a word to Chris about that, and we'll see if that can happen in the future at some point. I generally just do one of those a month, so I might already have something lined up for February. I'm just waiting for that to get confirmed, but then maybe March or any month pretty much this year, but we will see if we can organize something for that. Thank you, Michelle, for that donation and that suggestion. And Karen has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Karen. The message is, hi Phil, yesterday listening to your Persistence album got me through my dental exam. I'll be listening again for next time is drill time. Rock, Karen. So thank you for that. And I'm glad that maybe it helped, but it sounds like the even more difficult time is yet to come when you get the drill out. So I hope that that all goes well. Thank you for that, Karen. We are going to be jumping into the pictures for tonight. Also, by the way, guys, if you want to hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. We are aiming for 360 likes tonight. We are at 293. So we are closing in on it, but we are at already 5 minutes past 1 here in the UK. So things aren't going to be going on for much longer, maybe 10 more minutes on the live stream. So as always is the case, it is a race to the finish to see if we can get to 360, and we will have to see if we can make it to 365, which is the Pick Roulette likes target. We will have to have a look and see where we end up. So we are going to be jumping into the pictures that were uploaded over on Facebook, and hopefully I can disappear from the screen and we can finally have a look at some of you guys. I do have to go to a different place in order to find these. So let's see if we can find Vince first of all. There is not Vince, but Vince's mugs. And this is something that Vince did, getting one mug to talk to the other mug. So here we have the one on the right saying, did you get your fill? And then the one on the left says, yup, with orange squash. So thank you for that, Vince. And I think initially some people didn't really understand it, or didn't understand the pun on Phil being Phil and being F-I-L-L. That was what it was referring to. But anyway, it is nice and clear here. So thank you for that, Vince, and for uploading that, sending me the link as well. And we have Shawnee Key, as she is known in the live chat room. She has uploaded this picture of her mug that says Spike the Likes, and also the Wings of Pegasus mask there as well. So thank you so much for that, Shawnee Key. And as we can see in the background, we have lots of literature on Indian and lots of Indian themed books there. So thank you for involving that and including that. Lots of interesting reading there. And thank you for uploading the picture as well, and just for getting the merchandise in the first place. And thank you guys all for ordering merchandise on Teespring. You can also get it underneath this video, and all of the videos on YouTube, I think they should be in the tray underneath, but you can head over to Teespring, type in Wings of Pegasus, and you'll find it all there. Thank you, Shawnee Key, for that. And we should have Rose here, who is modeling the Wings of Pegasus mask as well. So thank you, Rose, for purchasing that one. And we also have Deborah here, and she is the queen of the mugs because she has got a plethora of mugs there. So thank you, Deborah, for buying all of these. And it's, I mean, she has more mugs than I do, so thank you for that. And also, not only having the standard mug, but another mug for emergencies, just in case you need a second mug. So that is Deborah doing a great job of modeling the mugs there. So thank you for uploading that, and thank you everyone for uploading your pictures to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and Vince and Carla for linking me to them all as well, so that I can grab them and show them on the live streams. And if you guys want to upload pictures to that group, then I will feature them on the live streams. So thank you guys so much for that. Oh, and by the way, just while I'm close to it, here is a video of Buck and I that was from the couple of years ago that I was talking about, but I didn't have a picture, but I just saw that there's a video, and there's no audio because I'm talking over the top of it. But that was myself and Buck, and that's actually backstage. So the other guys from Blue Oyster Cults are just off to the right there, getting ready to perform. So yeah, we were just chilling out, and that was, I think, for Buck's Facebook page that we were doing that. But anyway, so I will now get rid of that and hopefully manage to get myself back on screen. Here we go. So we are now ready to jump into tonight's pick roulette, and fingers crossed that this all works. We seem to be doing okay so far. Hopefully it will, and I'll see you guys in a second. I think maybe you'll be able to hear my voice. We will see, but let's just dive into it, see what happens. So the background is up, and here it is, the pick roulette wheel. And thank you again, Carla, for organising this. I know that it does take a long time and is a bit of a nightmare sometimes going through that live chat room, getting all of the names from everybody who says I agree. By the way, quick shout out, guys, if you want to have your name on the pick roulette wheel, then you have to type I agree while you can see the live chat room on screen. And then if you do that, then Carla will go through the live chat room and make sure that everybody's name is on there for the next one. If we do hit the target for the pick roulette wheel, the likes target that I showed you guys earlier, which is at 365 tonight. So let's have a look at that wheel and let's give it a shuffle first. That's what we always do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as always, let's give the wheel a spin and see who is going to win. And what you are playing for, if you don't know, is the pick in the middle of the pick roulette wheel. It's a Wings of Pegasus limited edition pick, and it's signed as well. So the only way that you can get your hands on one of these is by winning the pick roulette. We are starting to slow down. So whose lucky night is it? Or day or morning, depending on your time zone. Okay, we have Scott just going through there. We have Vince is so close. It's just gone past. And it's too small to read, but Tundela and Lisa. Is it going to stop on Lisa? There we go. There it is. You take my name for it. You saw it land. It is Lisa, even though her name has been a little bit chopped off the screen. Congratulations to Lisa for winning. I wonder if I could just move that across. There we go. That's better. So, Lisa is tonight's winner. Congratulations to her and commiserations to everybody else on that wheel. But there's always a next time. As long as people keep hitting that thumbs up, it means that we're going to be having another pick roulette next week. Hopefully, I think 314 is where we're at the moment. So we're still looking for a few more people to hit that thumbs up. So congratulations, Lisa. Let yourself be known to Carla in that live chat room so that we can organise and get that pick off to you. Let me get everything off the screen sharpish because I can see that there are some I agrees going through. So this is when you should be typing I agree in order to get your name on the next pick roulette wheel, because that's how it works. If you haven't seen your name go through there with I agree, then you won't be on the wheel. You have to make sure that you can see the live chat room on the screen. So congratulations to Lisa. Now what happens with the live stream at this point is I always try and extend things to maybe get ourselves nearer the likes target, but also to give you guys a chance to type I agree if you want to. But let me get into probably the last video of the night. Is almost 1:15 here in the morning, so we're going to have to be calling it to a close very soon. So make sure that you guys can hit that thumbs up, and we'll see if we can get the target of 360, maybe 365. I'm not sure whether we're going to make it tonight. It's going to be a race against time. But let me just have a little hop over to Patreon, because thank you guys for answering my request for requests. And I know that that first video, that was one that I chose because Chris was going to be in the house in that live chat room. But having a little scroll down, I think Kevin wanted to see me go for a long walk, which means art not commerce. So we'll have a look at that. Orlando also requested art not commerce, and Mary as well. So we have a few requests in there. Eileen as well. So thank you guys for requesting this. Let's have a little go at this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hit that thumbs up. We'll see where we end up at the end of this video. Hopefully we might get there, but we are looking for another, how many is that? 41 people to join the live stream before the end. That's quite a lot of people. I'm not sure whether it'll be possible, but let's have a listen to this and see where we are afterwards. Rock. And there we have it. That was my song called Art Not Commerce. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Again, you can get that at wingsofpegasus.com if you feel like you want to do it. And you can get the album there as well, called Persistence. So, Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I think, unfortunately, we're not going to hit that likes target. I know that on Tuesdays is always going to be a little bit more difficult, and I did say that at the beginning of the live stream because of the fact that people are working and it's a weekday, so it's going to be difficult to hit. I mean, it's just a crazy target. Anyway, 360, but I'm not sure whether that's even the target that we should be going for. I think it's around that kind of ballpark. But thank you so much everyone for joining me tonight and for hitting that thumbs up. We are going to be having a pick roulette on Saturday, I do believe, from memory. It just means that we're going to have to skip one next Tuesday, and then hopefully the Tuesday after that we can, or the Tuesday next, maybe we can hit the target and then have one after that. But the next pick roulette is going to be on Saturday night, so make sure that you guys tune in. And if you were looking at the live stream and you typed in "I agree" last Saturday, then you'll have your name on that pick roulette wheel. So I'll see you guys at the next live stream on Saturday. I'll also be doing the live analysis video tomorrow night, and that's going to be on Mountain and Leslie West, who sadly passed away in December. We're going to be having a look at that tomorrow night, and then we have an analysis video Friday night, and then the live stream on Saturday. So I hope you guys have enjoyed your time here. Thank you for joining me. Let's have a little look into that live chat room again for a very last time. We have Dan in the house, and Pamela and Michelle, Marge is still in there, Patrick, Christy, Leanne, Marilyn, Corey, Jeff, Shawnee, Lynn, and Ray is still in there, Susan and Dennis in the house, and Billy still in there as well, Deborah, and then Carla goes through, and Bonnie as well. But thank you, moderators, as I just mentioned, Carla there, and Neil and Laurie. I think their names are going to be going through. There's Neil right on cue as I say it. So thank you guys for your moderating. And I think Laurie's about to just go through as well. And there she is. So thank you, moderators, for doing such a great job on these live streams. And also everyone for hitting that thumbs up. It really does help the channel to grow. We are now looking towards the catch-up crew in order to hit our likes target of 360. So if you are watching this in the future, you can hit that thumbs up. It will be much appreciated. See if we can get to that target, and then if we do get to the target, then the catch-up crew can maybe try and eclipse the target and see where we end up with the likes. But thank you everyone for joining me live. Thank you everyone in the future for watching and hitting that thumbs up. I'll see you guys at the next analysis video tomorrow night if you can join me. Same time as the live streams, it's 12 midnight, that's Greenwich Mean Time. So I'll be doing a live analysis tomorrow night, and then normal analysis Friday night, and another live stream, same time, same place on Saturday night. So I hope you guys have a great night or day or morning, and try to stay as safe as possible in these crazy times. Follow your government's guidelines and whatever they're asking. It's the best to follow, and hopefully the craziness will become less crazy very soon. But stay safe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!